Okay, so just a brief background. Okay, so brief background of our entomological collections at the National Museum. Well, we all know that the National Museum was promulgated with Act 284 in 1901, which is known as the National Museum of Ethnology and Natural History and Commerce, and succeedingly it became the Bureau of Science. So during this time, accumulations of specimens with the American Commonwealth began accumulating. And unfortunately, most of the specimens that were collected during this time was decimated during the bombing of Manila. And after exhaustive search on my part, I was not able to recover any documents as to where most of the specimens that were salvaged or retrieved after that incident are now lodged, or if there were any records as to any specimens being lodged into other museums. And after that event, I was able to retrieve certain artifacts that concluded that museum workers went out to different places in the country to restock our reference collections. Okay, so so the entomological reference collections currently in the National Museum, I'll be talking mostly about how the reference collections are currently maintained, and most of you will be very happy, including Dr. Lit. Okay, so we have two types of storage for our entomological collections. We use the small one, which is the Smith boxes, and then a locally fabricated insect box with a glass top. Now, unfortunately, yeah. So this type of boxes was, if you can barely read it, started in 1973. So this is as far as I got into retracing how the current establishment of the reference collections began at the National Museum. Now, if we will go back, yeah. So most of this are kiln dried wood, but the lining on the bottom are made out of cork boards, which are very acidic, so they naturally corrode the pins of your specimens. And if you can see right there, mostly are they aren't curated scientifically, worthy of scientific research. Okay, so the practice was basically in the past when I examined all of the collections, when I took over the task of curator of the entomology section of the National Museum, most of the specimens are prepared in such a manner where they're just pinned with a piece of paper written on the corresponding specimens. Mostly they're just torn apart. If you can notice that they're just shredded papers, and some are rolled over, which basically does not offer you enough information at first glance, so you have to really take them apart. Okay, so yeah, so a closer look would show you that some are also prepared in such a way that multiple specimens are attached on one pin, and then some do not even contain labels. This one here. Okay. So yeah, and also my predecessor would use non-entomological pins with these are sewing pins. So the plastics in the long term they melt. Making it rendering the specimens not useful when you pick them up, and also most of them are not properly labeled. They don't contain any labels. Okay, so the current state, yeah. So there, we also have no functioning database. We have a catalog of our collections, but this catalog cannot be reconciled with current specimens. And we're also dealing with pest infestation and unaccounted specimens, and also exacerbating conditions in our reference collections. So the goal in the National Museum right now is to change all that. I have summarized it in two parts, wherein we can ensure a home for our entomological fauna of the country, wherein they can be readily available for researchers, and also provide a reference collections for researchers to have access to. And so for the past 4 years, we at the National Museum have been working very hard to improve facilities and also the way we deal with the specimens that are lodged to us by researchers. So we will be constructing suitable museum-grade specimen storage compactor shelves, which would look something similar to this one, which will contain airtight glass doors to prevent infestations from spreading across our collections, and also the drawers that you saw earlier, we will be overhauling all of them because most of them have already been infested with termites. So we are now working with a local fabricator in the country to manufacture Cornell type drawers, which will have airtight ceilings, the sealants across it, and then a non-acidic pinning foam board to ensure that your pins will not corrode. Also, also to provide a reference collection worthy for scientists to work on. Okay, so our expectation is that to appease our neglected collaborators from the outside, that we at the National Museum are working hard to improve our services to you, so that we will have a meaningful reference collections that we can present and collaborate on, and also to streamline research collaboration, and then also to join our fellow researchers and taxonomists to launch their specimens with us, so that they can be readily available to the public. So, thank you very much.